D.Va is also really annoying to play against as Moira because she'll always eat your balls. Even don't clip that, please. She'll always eat your Moira heal or your Moira damage. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be VOD reviewing my own gameplay as Moira, and this is a pretty high elo lobby. I would say this is definitely a top 500. I know, so we have iddqd, we have Guru on the enemy team. Both these players have probably peaked 45, 46, 4700 in Overwatch 1. And we did win this game. I think that I am Masters 4, and then I ranked up to Masters 2 after this game. So let's go ahead and begin. Hopefully this type of content is cool for you guys. If any of you are support, you can apply any of the tips that I'm giving about myself, about what I'm doing, to your own gameplay, and it will hopefully help you out. Hello. So here we go. We're just going to watch, and I'll show you guys the most important parts of the video.
D.Va.
Okay, so right here, this is actually our soldier's fault. It's not necessarily his fault, this is kind of how it ended up happening. So right here, we go in, and our soldier splits from our whole team here, and I kind of see him, and I'm like, I want to heal you, but you're kind of on your own. I don't want to leave the rest of my team. I'm going to prioritize the other 3 teammates that I have. And you see, he's just going to die, so I don't want to blame him, but that's kind of what happened, right?
Wait, don't let me die.
And then we get D.Va here, which is good. It's pretty worth, actually. Soldier.
We got that Ana. Or Sojourn.
Oh, nice. Don't let him res. Mercy. Here I decide to go in. And I actually feed because I thought I could kill the Mercy. Typically I can actually get away with a play like that, but this game, people are actually on top of everything, so Mercy quickly got healed by their Ana, and I died, so that was my fault. So here, we definitely don't win this. We can stall though, we can definitely get a few extra percentages. Just because of how the fights worked out, they're going to be able to cap. But getting 22% is pretty good, so we'll take it. It's not great, but it's better than 0. Now we're just trying to group. You always want to group in a scenario like this instead of trying to go in and dying. That'd be called staggering or trickling in, which is not necessarily good. So here they nano the soldier in, which is honestly pretty scary. If that person can aim, they can easily kill all of our squishies. You see, I'm just fighting her. So here, this orb bounces really nicely right into the monkey. So here, we get a kill. They res, sadly. So I have coalescence. So whenever I get coalescence, I like to think of it like Reyna ult, in the sense that I want to use it as quickly as possible. And here, I actually prioritize. So Reyna will obviously heal, well, maybe not obviously to you, but it heals and it damages people. So if you can, and it goes through everything. So if you line up your teammates with your enemies, you can actually do a lot of damage and healing. So here, I always like to see if I can get away with killing someone. And if my team is up 1 or more kills, then I like to go aggressive. If my team's down, I will always prioritize healing. Or if my team is just struggling this specific game, I'll always prioritize healing. So let's see how this plays out here. They get a kill, and then I instantly start healing. And then we get feral ulted by Guru. So that's gonna be the end of that fight, sadly.
Mercy's dead.
So here we kill the Mercy, and this is a really good opportunity because obviously Mercy cannot res herself. No. Now we have both their heals. At this point, we want to go straight in. Our Lucio chooses to beat, which I think it's actually good for momentum, but it's probably not really necessary, to be honest. But he's getting actually pretty low, so maybe it is. But I think it's just good for momentum. So I like the call. Fair behind us. So here we just want to cap point somewhere and kill Pharah.
Don't let me die, bro, please.
Okay, so here, it's always kind of rough whenever you're playing support and your teammates are splitting up, especially if you're using comms. These guys I'm playing with are actually quite good. They're very good. So even though my monkey's jumping in, I know he's probably not going to die. There's people on the right that need healing, so I'm always like kind of glancing to the right, you see. I'm like, is he low? Is he not? Because he did say he needs healing, but he really doesn't. D.Va is also really annoying to play against as Moira because she'll always eat your balls, even... Don't clip that, please. She'll always eat your Moira heal or your Moira damage orb, so be careful about that. Whenever you're facing her, try not to throw the orb straight into her. And try to demech her, obviously, if you can. It's going to really help. You have to back up, throw healing down. I almost died to that again, but I don't. This time, I think we actually killed the Pharah. She didn't ult in a very good spot.
Don't let him res, don't let him res.
So now, at this point, I see that if you look up here and you see your team has more kills than an enemy team, or if you hit tab, you just know that you have more kills. This is where you really want to start screaming who you're going on, right? So who do you want your team to focus, right? So we know that there's a Mercy over here, and that's what I'm probably about to scream at my team.
Mercy.
Yeah. Mercy. Ana. Or Soldier. Right. So that's what you want to do if they're in positions where you can kill them as a team. My team's obviously very, very coordinated, so your team might not be, but it's still good to get into the habit of doing that, because one day you might just be in a top 500 lobby just like this. Here, one thing that you'll figure out on Moira as well is that, so this bar right here is actually Moira's healing, and this bottom red section, whenever you right click to damage and you suck like that with your hand, it'll quickly recharge that to heal again. So you're going to run out, but what you need to do when you run out is start damaging people with your right click. That's the only thing that recharges very quickly. So that's why I go to try to attack a lot sometimes, because you see it runs out and then I need to keep healing. And then I run out, and then I can't heal this guy. So I'm like, okay, I need either to throw an orb at this guy or go damage so I can heal this guy. Again, he's on his own, so it's kind of his fault, but, you know, the D.Va's also playing kind of well. So here you see, whenever I do this, you're going to notice this bar quickly kind of fills up. See, very nice. This is a lot of heals you can use for your team now. This is why Moira can be very good for healing.
Soldier in low.
And now I'm already back up to half. So you see, I'm constantly trying to find a balance of sucking with my hand and then healing. And then if I'm running out, sucking again, and then throwing an orb, either damage or healing. And that's just basically how Moira works. And then the way that you throw your orb is also very important. Here, we just want to get it to 99 because Overwatch 2 added a feature where if you cap the point again at 99 and nobody on the enemy team is on the point, you'll instantly win the round, which is very, very nice. So here, my team's actually able to get it to 99, which is very nice, as you'll see right here. Yeah, I got Coalescence. Big group.
Alright, nice. Get out.
Let me Coalescence first, and then you can beat. So you see here, I say I want to Coalescence first and then beat, because in my head, I think beat is much more valuable. So I want to use Coalescence, which is, in my opinion, more expendable. Coalescence is a very nice ult. It's very strong, but it's not as strong as beat. So we want to use that as like a backup. We want to save that if we can for whenever we really need it.
I can go on there, Ana, whatever.
We're going to the right or what?
We're gonna go. Oops.
So here I'm like, where are you guys going? Basically, that's what I'm asking. Like, we have to go together here.
Let's go.
Yo, go.
Here, I straight away ult. You see, I see that the Ana's low, so I'm gonna straight away just go for her. But then I realize I can't heal her because I can't kill her because Mercy's ulting and healing her. So I just look to go heal my teammates. Now we beat. Not much I could do without ult, sadly, but that's okay.
D.Va.
So if you don't know who to call, just call who's in front of you, who's alone.
D.Va.
Mercy's dead.
Oh, fucking D.Va won.
And yeah, that's not balanced. So
Winnable.
D.Va. But here we cap, and I'm like, oh, we lost. Like, oh, we lost this round, but
It's winnable.
this guy said it's winnable, and I'm like, okay, sure. I don't know how the ball doesn't die here. I think he gets the mega.
Ball, I can heal you.
3, 2,
1. Moira fade, Moira 1.
It can be very hectic. The new support passive is that you start getting healing, I believe, at some point after you're out of combat, which is really nice. Yeah, the fact that I died there could have been really bad, but my team just clutched it up, so yeah. So at this point, my Symmetra said, okay, that's iddqd. He says he's gonna TP us out, and I'm like, okay, that's good, because whenever you go top left on this map, it's actually kind of annoying. You don't get there first. If the enemies get out first, you're at a pretty strong disadvantage trying to win. So yeah, you'll see what happens here. Take this, fade in, and then we're out. You see, we're out, and they're not even close. So this is a really nice strategy.
They're top.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they're coming through the
D.Va here. 4-1. Alright, we can't press.
So here my Ashe just gets kills, and it's just kind of free. This fight is free. Here, actually go a little bit too aggressive because right now you see control point unlocks in 6 seconds, and that means we should probably be moving back now, even though it's kind of tempting to try to kill this Mercy. We do kill her, but this could have definitely got me killed.
No point.
And we could have capped the point earlier, so that would have been better. We could have had like 6% here or something, but it's all good. We got a kill. We got D.Va Mech. Still pretty good trade.
I need 1 HP.
Stickler for that 1 HP. So your default should be to come high ground, and then sometimes the enemies will go main. But high ground is always going to be better in pretty much any FPS game than non-high ground. So by default, you guys want to come up here as a team. You see my whole team is already all up here. Like, it's very, very nice. Lower ranks will have people that don't stack like this together, and it can be kind of frustrating.
Going main?
So try to get your teammates to come up. You know, I know it's not always going to happen.
2 people main.
Yeah, I'm forced to use Fade there.
Go join Baron.
Zarya. Can we kill Zarya? Yeah, here, this Zarya is trying to go much harder than she really should be able to. She's in a position where, yeah, she's high charge, but if everyone on our team turned around and shot her right now, she would die very quickly. So let's see if she dies. Zarya. You see, she's just completely alone. That's why you want to call to kill Zarya, right? So, and then of course my team is just self-sufficient, very OP team. But here, now you see that I'm low on heals. You'll start to run out of heals, you'll realize that, and then that's when you need to start being like, okay, now I need to heal, right? Now I need to damage so I can get my heal back, start recharging it again. But you do have this ball that comes back every 8 seconds, which is so strong for heals too. But here, you see I'm looking for a little bit of damage. Now I'm out again. I almost have Coalescence though. Whenever I get Coalescence, I always want to tell my team, like, try to play aggressive, try to push in, be confident, because Coalescence is very strong. Not only are you healing your teammates up if they play together, if they're not playing together, obviously it's harder to heal everyone at once, but it also damages enemies through your teammates, or heals your teammates through the enemies, right? So it's really strong. Tracer's baiting us off site. At this point, we really want to group back to site because a lot of us fell already. Our ball's fine though. We're dropped. Now I'm out of heals still, but I throw an orb. Guys, he almost ran right into me. So, okay, so at this point, we're going to pop Coalescence. He grabs, which this is actually a pretty good grab. If he couldn't get both of us here, this would have been bad. Using Coalescence for grab is actually really good, but if you're inside of the grab, it's probably not really a great idea to do. They had to use grab, that's good. Grab and pulse.
Grab pulse, yeah.
So you see my whole team's like, yeah, these are the ults they used, so now we know they don't have those for this fight, which is really helpful. Most people are not this communicative in a lot of games. Most people aren't even in voice chat, to be honest with you. But it's very good to have teammates that do that, so, you know, call those type of things, especially like the grab. The pulse bomb is one thing, it's not really that important, it's kind of important, but grab is really important to know. Do they have grab or do they not have grab? This is called ult tracking.
Full charge Zarya hurts you.
So here they get actually a little bit ahead of themselves. I think this play from them could have been good, but I feel like Zarya didn't play behind the shield. If she would have right-clicked through this, she could have deleted some people, but I'm pretty sure we actually just killed them here.
Wait, what did they do? They just committed...
Oh, wait, never mind. We actually lost this. So it was actually a good play, but they used Bapple and Soul Journal, so that's why it was bad for them. My bad, I forgot. So here you see the Zarya is kind of lagging behind, which means we can actually kill the Zarya here if we call it out. But they're going to beat, so now we have to just kind of wait. Zarya. This Zarya has repeatedly done this, right? So this is, you can really punish players that play like this. If your team, even if like just one other person or 2 other people on your team are listening to your comms, like if you say Zarya here and ping her now with a new ping system, you see my whole team is actually going on her though, which is really nice. So this is just a free kill. Like you can't do anything about that. You're too far from your team to live. Even though I don't care how high charge you are, even if you have grab, you're gonna die. So, and we already know again because we said she used grab last fight. We know that she does not have that. Here again, trying to find a nice balance between damaging and healing. Some games, by the way, you're going to have to heal a lot more as Moira, and some games you're going to be able to damage a lot. And some games you're actually going to act as more of like a DPS for your team, because some of your teammates are slacking, and you need to kind of pick up the slack. Other games, you're going to need to heal because your teammates are doing well, but they're taking just a lot of damage, especially if like a Ryan or Rissa that's taking a lot of damage. You'll need to throw your orb and just hold left click on them. You see, at this point, my healing is higher than anyone in the game, and that's pretty common. Most of my games on Moira, I heal more than anyone. My damage is lower, so this is a game where I'm healing more. Other games, my damage might even be above pretty much everyone, but not usually. Usually, if I'm doing a lot of damage, I'll be in like the top 3 or 4 of everyone in that game, naturally, because tanks and support or tanks and DPS will do more damage than the Moira, but Moira can do a lot of damage, especially with her ult. So.
Sorry, up top.
So here, I know that I can get my Coalescence. I like to play up just to kind of mess with them, because I know I have Fade here, so I'm just trying to get as much ult charge as I can, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm pushing it, I should come back. Then I can heal. If your teammates are ever getting low, you come back and heal ASAP. I'm gonna touch because I know, like, yeah, it's Tracer, but I have Fade, and I can just heal, so I don't really care. So my team ends up killing everyone. I'm about to get the ult. And that's GG. So final, you see I have a lot of assists, pretty good amount of kills, pretty average amount of deaths, and a lot of healing. So, you know, this is Moira. This is a pretty high ranked game. Again, played with a couple of, I know for a fact there are pro players, or at least, you know, popular streamers. So, you know, let me know if you guys have any questions about Moira support. I'm probably going to be playing tank one day. I probably have to get top 500 on Moira. My run rate right now on Moira is like 65%. It was like 72 earlier today after like 10 hours of gameplay. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.